All right, let's dive right in. Today, we've got a really powerful true story for you, one about survival, about resilience, and about memory. And it all centers on this single, sacred object. This is the story of the Tattooed Torah.
So what if a story of survival was written not in ink, but in scars? Just let that sink in for a second. I want you to really hold on to that question as we go through this, because the story we're about to explore, it's not just history. It's about how that history gets carried, sometimes really painfully, on the things that manage to outlive us.
Okay, so to really get the full weight of this, we've got to understand what was at stake. We're going to start before the war with a single, sacred scroll. So what exactly is a Torah? Well, it's not just a book. Not at all. It's basically the heart of Jewish spiritual life. I mean, every single one is handwritten by a special scribe on parchment, a process that can take more than a year to complete. So you see, it's this living, breathing link to tradition. Really, it's the center of a whole community's identity. And this Torah, the one at the center of our story, was exactly that. It was right there at the heart of a really vibrant community in a place called Brno, in what was then Czechoslovakia. Think about it. It was read from, it was celebrated, it was deeply cherished. It was a symbol of a community just brimming with life and faith. And then, everything changed. That world was just shattered. And the story of this scroll and the people who loved it takes a very dark, very painful turn.
You know, the timeline here is just stark. So in 1939, the Nazis invade Czechoslovakia. By 1940, the synagogue in Brno is looted, and this Torah is confiscated. But here's the thing, it wasn't just put away or even destroyed. No, it was saved for something much, much more sinister, a kind of violation designed to destroy its very soul.
It was tattooed. The sacred parchment was tattooed with Nazi symbols and slogans, the symbols of the very ideology that wanted to wipe its people off the face of the earth. I mean, can you imagine? It was a profound act of hate, meant to twist a holy object into a monument of its own destruction.
But this is where the story takes this unbelievable turn. See, what the Nazis wanted was for this Torah to be a trophy, a symbol of their hate, an artifact from a culture they thought they had erased. But what it became was the exact opposite. It became a powerful, undeniable testament to survival. And even in that moment of just absolute total darkness, one person's courage created this tiny flicker of hope.
You know, we don't actually know his name, but we know what he did. Some brave soul, right in the middle of all that chaos and incredible danger, hid the scroll. He protected it, making sure that this witness to history wouldn't be lost forever.
So, the war ends, but the journey for this Torah? Oh, it's far from over. The scroll and the story it carried had to be found all over again. And it did survive. The scarred Torah somehow made its way out of the ruins of Europe. And just like so many human survivors, it traveled to a new world. It ended up finding a home in a synagogue all the way in San Francisco. But its painful past, that was a secret. The new congregation had no idea. And then came the turning point. A Holocaust survivor happened to be visiting that synagogue, and he recognized it. He saw this small, scarred Torah. So he gathered the children together and he told them. He explained that those scars, they weren't marks of defeat. He told them they proved that we are still here.
Wow, I mean, from that one moment of sharing, the Torah's real journey, a journey of healing, of redemption, it truly began. It started to transform into this incredibly powerful, enduring symbol.
And what happened next is just so important. The kids who heard that story, they were so moved by it that they didn't just listen, they acted. They actually helped with the careful, painstaking restoration of the scroll. It was this physical act of healing that, of course, symbolized something so much bigger. So when you look at it now, this is its legacy. It's about resilience, right? The ability to stand up to hate. It's about our duty to remember. And it stands as this incredible symbol of hope, of healing, of redemption. It's living proof that even from the deepest, ugliest scars, something beautiful can be restored.
And the story doesn't end there. It keeps growing. It's been adapted into an award-winning animated film and a book. So now it's become this vital tool for Holocaust education. It lets us teach new generations about what happened, not by overwhelming them with horror, but through this one deeply personal story of survival.
Which, brings us all the way back to that question I asked at the beginning. The Tattooed Torah teaches us that stories of survival are carried in all sorts of forms, and that remembering, well, that's an active choice we have to make. So it leaves us all with a pretty important question to think about. What stories of resilience, big or small, do we have a duty to remember and pass on?